Do you ever feel like you're getting wiped out, burned out, or it's difficult to recover from very intense, very heavy workouts? And you're wondering, how do I get the most out of my workouts without burning out? Today, we're diving into Dr. Mike Israetel's stimulus to fatigue ratio concept, which is all about smart training for optimal gains in today's episode of Quick Wits. Welcome to the Wits and Weights podcast. I'm your host, Philip Pape, and this twice-a-week podcast is dedicated to helping you achieve physical self-mastery by getting stronger, optimizing your nutrition, and upgrading your body composition. We'll uncover science-backed strategies for movement, metabolism, muscle, and mindset with a skeptical eye on the fitness industry so you can look and feel your absolute best. Let's dive right in. Many of you have probably heard of Dr. Mike Israetel of Renaissance Periodization, and he has popularized a concept over the years called the stimulus to fatigue ratio. You might even call it a principle that has held up pretty well when you look at the evidence and practical application. And it could be a game changer in how you approach your workout and how you think critically and intelligently about your programming. What is the stimulus to fatigue ratio? It's very simple. It's a way to measure the effectiveness of a strength training exercise by comparing the amount of muscle growth stimulus or stress that it provides to the amount of fatigue it generates. Simple, stimulus to fatigue. And the goal, of course, is to maximize muscle growth while minimizing unnecessary fatigue. And this is important because if you're constantly exhausted from your workouts, or you're easily building up fatigue, for many of us that would be, for example, in the low back or potentially in the shoulders and the neck area, and you're not seeing proportional gains despite all of that, slamming your body like that day after day, session after session, you might have too much high fatigue, low stimulus exercise. Or even if it is high stimulus, it still has a high fatigue as well, which makes it harder to recover. And so the key with this concept is finding exercises that give you the best balance for your recovery abilities, that offer the most stimulus and growth with the least wear and tear on your body. The classic example, of course, is the deadlift. The deadlift is fantastic. It is one of, if not the best exercises out there, competing right there with the squat when it comes to overall strength and muscle size, but it generates a lot of fatigue. Even if you do everything right, it can be a killer on your low back. And so it might not be the best choice if you're aiming for higher frequency, higher volume, working out the legs several times a week, developing your hamstrings, even developing your back. You might find that you need to mix in other pull movements or Romanian deadlifts instead of full up deadlifts, or even other exercises like leg presses and other movements. Maybe that's a bad example. If you're trying to work the hamstring, it might be good mornings. It might be leg curls, things like that, to give you a little bit less fatigue, but still get an overall good amount of stimulus. Makes sense. Okay, so applying the concept of stimulus to fatigue means evaluating your exercises and your programming with a critical eye. You ask questions like, is this movement giving me the stimulus I need? How taxing is it on my body? And can I recover adequately before my next workout? It's training smarter, not just harder. And for those of us that are now in our 40s or older, that's the key to sticking with this for the long term and being consistent, is balancing the stimulus and fatigue, train efficiently, grow stronger, and avoid burnout. All right, that's it for today's Quick Wits. Think about this stimulus to fatigue ratio as you plan your workouts. It's not just about lifting heavy. It's about lifting the right way for the long game. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wits and Weights. If you found value in today's episode and know someone else who's looking to level up their wits or weights, please take a moment to share this episode with them. And make sure to hit the follow button in your podcast platform right now to catch the next episode. Until then, stay strong. Hey, before you go, I want to let you know about a free resource I have. They are free guides on everything from fat loss to eating out to building muscle to managing hunger to figuring out the best macros for you and more being added all the time. You want to get the most out of these podcasts and your time to look and feel your best, and these free guides will give you a quick and easy way to know what to do. If you want to get your hands on these completely free guides, you can head over to witsandweights.com/free. That's witsandweights.com/free to get your free guides and level up your results today.